As you all know, it takes an immense amount of basketball skill and talent to make it to the NBA. Only the best of the best can make it into the big league and consider themselves an NBA player. A mix of elite ball handling, playmaking, and shooting are all needed to put yourself on the radar, and you need even more attributes to be one of the best. While everyone in the NBA is extremely talented at basketball in their own regards, several players around the league have other lesser known talents, and we're here to bring those talents into the spotlight. Welcome back to our channel, where today we're going to be going over some NBA players with secret talents. Sit back and enjoy. First up, Kobe Bryant. The late great Mamba was one of the best players of his generation. Kobe finished his career as a five-time NBA champion with 2 Finals MVPs and sits 4th all-time in the all-time scoring list among his other several accolades. While being the face of the franchise for the LA Lakers and even the rest of the league, Bryant was also behind the scenes teaching himself how to play piano. His extreme work ethic on the court seemed to follow him off the court as he was determined to learn how to play, and that he did. After 1 year of practicing how to play piano, Bryant played Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata for his wife Vanessa. He said he wouldn't take lessons, he would just put on headphones and listen to the song on repeat, trying to figure out the notes right in front of him. This is just another instance in a long line of times where Kobe had risen up to the challenge and easily defeated it without a doubt. Next up, Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was a first ballot Hall of Fame forward for the San Antonio Spurs, who led them to 5 rings during his very long career. He was also a 2-time NBA MVP, 3-time Finals MVP, and the only player to ever be selected to both the All-NBA and All-Defensive teams for 13 consecutive seasons. The big man is not only a premier basketball talent, but also a top-tier swimmer. Duncan grew up on the Virgin Islands, so he was surrounded by water and beaches for the majority of his childhood. Both he and his sister gained a major passion for swimming, so much so that his sister ended up representing the Virgin Islands in the 1988 Olympics. Tim said that he used to have a ton of fun with it, swimming from 5,000 meters to over 8,000 meters 6 times a day. Duncan said he would have continued to practice swimming, but after a hurricane destroyed the pool that he used to train at, he refused to swim in the ocean due to a massive fear of sharks, so he started to play basketball. And although we're super glad that he stuck with basketball, you can't help but imagine how good of a swimmer he could have been given how much he swam on a daily basis. Maybe he could have rivaled the great Michael Phelps? Who knows? But he will certainly go down as one of the big ifs in the sport of basketball. Next up, Chris Paul. Chris Paul, or CP3 as he's known as, has been one of the most consistent and efficient guards in the NBA ever since he entered the league in 2005. Paul has racked up several accolades such as NBA Rookie of the Year, All-Star MVP, 2 Olympic gold medals, and he also led the NBA in assists 5 times and led the league 6 times in steals. The one accolade that has forever eluded Chris Paul has been an NBA title, and it's starting to look like he may never win one. Although he may never win an NBA title, he certainly won several bowling games in his life. Paul was an avid bowler when he was a little kid growing up in North Carolina, bowling with either his family or his friends around him. Paul said that he bowled so much that people would ask him about bowling over basketball when they would pass him on the streets. While CP3 has never bowled a perfect 300 game, it's certainly on his bucket list. His top score is 256, which just goes to show how dominant of a bowler he can be. CP3 also said that he truly believes that trying to hit that final strike is so much more stressful than hitting a free throw in crunch time or a late game winner. Paul said that he would much rather hit several last-minute jump shots or free throws than ever have to deal with the stress of bowling a 300. With Paul nearing the end of his basketball career, it seems much more likely for Chris Paul to bowl a couple of perfect games in bowling than it is for him to ever get an NBA ring on his finger. While there are some pretty oddly impressive talents on this list, there are plenty of other players who have some hidden tricks as well. Former Boston Celtics guard Rajon Rondo was apparently a champion at Connect 4. He would apparently play anyone who challenged him, sometimes playing 2 games or 3 at a time. Former players say that the exceptional guard may have played over 1,000 games at Connect 4 and never lost a single one. Being extremely talented in the NBA is one thing, but winning over 1,000 games in Connect 4 and still being undefeated is legendary. Rondo is going to be a Hall of Famer in the NBA, no question. But what about being the first inductee into the Connect 4 Hall of Fame? Regardless, that's all the time that we have for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that post notification bell so that you never miss a video. We'll see you guys next time.